Well, we've got some good news and we got some bad news. The good news is Donald Trump appears to have backed off his claim that Haitian migrants in Ohio are eating the cats and dogs, which is probably a smart idea for him since he's been hit with a citizen criminal charge that, of course, is pending before the Springfield Municipal Court right now. So instead of talking about how much he hates those migrants, Donald Trump has now moved on to just hating all immigrants with no particular emphasis on any group, just all of them. And, as per usual, in order to do that, he has cooked up a brand new conspiracy theory, and that, of course, is the bad news. Donald Trump, at his rally this week in North Carolina, claimed that groups of immigrants are now patrolling the streets of America with machine guns and other weaponry that even the United States military can't get their hands on. But somehow, immigrants are walking around in the street with these high-powered weapons just taking over the entire country. Something that anyone can walk out their door and see is not true. But that is still what Donald Trump claimed. Here's what he said. We can't have factories being built where you have criminals walking down the street with the worst weapons that you've ever seen, with machine guns and everything else. See, you thought I was speaking in hyperbole, didn't you? You thought maybe I was overstating what Trump said, like they're walking down the streets with machine guns. No, that is literally what the man just said. I read you word for word. And then it gets even worse. But Kamala should have closed the border years ago and we wouldn't have hostile takeovers of Springfield, Ohio, Aurora, Colorado, where they're actually going in with massive machine gun type equipment. They're going in with guns that are beyond even military scope and they're taking over apartment buildings. They're taking over real estate. They're in the real estate development business. Congratulations. These are, in that case, people from Venezuela, young street gang members that were sent here by the Venezuelan government. Literally everything he just said is completely untrue. First of all, there's no hostile takeovers of Springfield, Ohio. So now you're back on that kick, I guess. And there's been no hostile takeovers of the government or the streets in Aurora, Colorado. And they do not have machine gun style weaponry. This is all a lie. And for the record, let's talk about Aurora, Colorado, because I know a lot of people have talked about it and a lot of people have got it really wrong. What happened was that for more than a year, city officials in Aurora, Colorado, had been asking the building management of that apartment complex, the one in question, you said, your building's not to code. You don't live in this state, but you need to get your butt back here and pay to get this building up to code. Your residents are in danger. They were telling the owner that for over a year, and the owner continuously refused. And then, this past summer, the owner came up with a new reason why they weren't making the repairs, and they said, well, the Venezuelan gangs took it over and all our building managers left. So yeah, we can't make the repairs. Oh man, we really want to. It's bullshit. They're lying. And far too many people, including some of them on the left, picked up that idiotic talking point and ran with it without stopping to think that, wait a minute, they've been giving excuse after excuse after excuse for over a year. Maybe this latest one's an excuse too. I'm not saying that there's not Venezuelan immigrants there. I'm not saying that maybe there has or hasn't been violence. What I am saying is maybe let's not take these greedy ass landlords at their word when they've done nothing but lie for the last year. Actually, more than a year. That kind of seems like take it with a grain of salt. Not to mention residents in the building have also said, yeah, that's not happening. So, there's that. But either way, Trump is now running a campaign of pure hate, pure anger, and pure conspiracy, because that is all that this man knows how to do now. Well, folks, we have crossed that 1 million subscriber milestone, but rest assured, we are just getting started here at Ring of Fire. So if you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel and make sure to like, share, and comment on the videos.